Tema keseimbangan dan pemeliharaan alam sekitar, bidang pembelajaran, pemeliharaan dan pemuliharaan alam sekitar. Objektif pembelajaran 3.2, menganalisa kesan pencemaran terhadap alam sekitar. Hasil pembelajaran, menerangkan kesan pencemaran terhadap alam sekitar. Hasil pembelajaran, menerangkan kesan pencemaran terhadap alam sekitar. Mari kita saksikan siri-siri video yang berikut dan anda dikhendaki mencari: pertama, punca pencemaran; kedua, bahan pencemar utama; ketiga, kesan negatif bahan pencemar.
Created using Powtoon.
Mari kita semak data-data yang anda perolehi. Punca pencemaran nombor 1, pembakaran bahan api fosil. Bahan-bahan pencemar utama: pertama, karbon monoksida; kedua, gas bereksid, contoh sulfur dioksida dan nitrogen dioksida; ketiga, jelaga dan jerebu. Berikut adalah kesan bahan pencemar tersebut. Kesan gas beresid. Kesan jelaga dan debu. Kesan karbon dioksida. Kesan karbon monoksida.
Industrial waste. Industrial activities always produce some inorganic and organic wastes which are directly disposed in water bodies. This causes serious water pollution and affect the general health of aquatic animals. Effects of pollutive action of different metals are: mercury. Waste from alkali chlorine industry is the main source of mercury contamination in water. Mercury is dangerously poisonous for our body and it damages nervous system and kidneys. Arsenic. Excessive withdrawal of groundwater increases the concentration of arsenic in the rest part of water. It causes serious type of incurable skin disease leading to death.
Mari kita semak data-data yang anda perolehi. Punca pencemaran nombor 2, pembuangan bahan sisa industri. Bahan-bahan pencemar utama: pertama, bahan toksik; kedua, bahan radioaktif; ketiga, asap; keempat, haba; kelima, hasil sampingan industri. Berikut adalah kesan bahan pencemar tersebut. Bahan toksik. Bahan radioaktif. Asap. Haba.
Everyone loves rivers, but how healthy are they? Whilst we have made considerable progress with sewage and industrial pollution, some badly managed farms are killing much-loved wildlife in the water environment. So this looks like a lovely clear stream with clean water that you'd think you'd be able to drink, but actually this is a very polluted stream because of all the silt and soil, effectively, which is being washed off farmers' fields whenever it rains heavily. On well-managed soils, water soaks into the ground and recharges aquifers to keep rivers flowing healthily at times of drought. When soil is compacted, though, or left without a cover crop, water washes off the surface in vast quantities, causing widespread pollution and flooding people's homes. If we get heavy rain, especially in the winter, huge amounts of soil, slurry, fertiliser and pesticides run off agricultural land. And no matter whether it flows into a ditch, onto a road or down a drain, all these pollutants end up in our lovely rivers, where they kill insects and fish and damage vital habitat. And you can see that if I move my feet around amongst the gravel like this, and that disturbs all this soil, and you can see it all coming up into the water. And that's the colour of this stream after heavy rain, which means that instead of being clean, this is actually a very polluted stream, which has an impact on the invertebrates and fish that live in it. So this gravel here in the bed of the river is a vital habitat, not only for invertebrates, the insects which are food for fish, but also for fish themselves. They lay their eggs in amongst this gravel. It's like a nest for them. So trout and salmon, but also barbel and chub will lay their eggs in amongst these gaps between the stones. But if it's polluted with silt, then all those gaps, those little gaps between the stones, get filled up with silt. We can see here there's a little invertebrate which is living under that, and that will hatch out one day and become a flying insect. And that's food for fish, but also for all the birds that we can hear singing around us. So this little habitat needs to be preserved, and we need to keep silt and soil out of our rivers and keep it on the fields where it can grow crops. So what the Angling Trust wants to see is better regulation of the agriculture industry to stop pollution getting into our streams and affecting the fish, the invertebrates, the birds, all the wildlife that we love to see associated with these very, very special places.
Mari kita semak data-data yang anda perolehi. Punca pencemaran nombor 3, bidang pertanian. Bahan-bahan pencemar utama: Pertama, baja kimia. Kedua, racun perosak. Berikut adalah kesan bahan pencemar tersebut. Baja kimia. Racun perosak.
Created using Powtoon.
Mari kita semak data-data yang anda perolehi. Punca pencemaran keempat. Pembuangan sampah dan sisa kumbahan. Bahan-bahan pencemar utama. Pertama, bahan pepejar seperti plastik, kaca, besi dan aluminium. Kedua, sisa-sisa makanan. Ketiga, kumbahan. Berikut adalah kesan bahan pencemar tersebut. Plastik dan bahan pepejar. Sisa makanan. Kumbahan.
The Philippines has always been known for its rich environment, but through decades, the air pollution from cities and infrastructure has tarnished them greatly, causing numerous effects on people's health, making cities rich in air pollution, like Metro Manila, unhealthy places to live in. Some of these effects include reduced lung functioning, irritation of eyes, nose, mouth, and throat, asthma attacks, respiratory symptoms such as coughing and wheezing, increased respiratory disease such as bronchitis, reduced energy levels, headaches and dizziness, disruption of endocrine, reproductive, and immune systems, neurobehavioral disorders, cardiovascular problems, cancer, and premature death. According to the Department of Environment and Natural Resources Environmental Management Bureau, or DENR-EMB, Metro Manila's air quality worsened even more last year, 2015, with the air pollutant concentration in the National Capital Region reaching 130 micrograms per normal cubic meter by the end of 2014, and the maximum safe level of air pollutant concentration is 90. Many particles that contribute to polluting the air include include soil, bacteria and viruses, fungi, mold and yeast, pollen, combustion products from space heating industrial processes, power generation, and motor vehicles. But among all of these sources, the biggest pollutant is gas emission, making up 85% of the air pollution in Metro Manila, according to National Emissions Inventory in 2012. Philippine Statistics Authority, or PSA, reported that there are more than 7,463,393 registered motor vehicles in the Philippines, contributing to this. The Philippines recognize the importance of transporting goods and passengers. That's why more roads and highways were built. But as more roads were built, more private cars appeared as well. This resulted in more planning for private car owners and less investments on public transport and non-motorized transport like walking or bicycle riding. A solution to address this is through the promoted use of public transportation. In the same way with jeepneys and trains, it takes the same amount of people in one bus to fill up an entire street if each passenger drove in a private car. So not only are you lessening the amount of gas emitted into the air, but traffic would be lessened as well. The fuel efficiency of a fully occupied train car is 15 times greater than an average commuter's private car, and a fully occupied bus is 6 times greater. It is clear that vehicle emissions present global climate and air pollution problems. One big way to mitigate these effects is to lower the number of cars on the road. In doing so, we can lower the amount of vehicle gas emitted into the air. So next time you want to go somewhere, try to commute instead. It may be a hassle, but if more and more people commuted instead, we can make the city air healthier to breathe in.
Mari kita semak data-data yang anda perolehi. Punca pencemaran kelima, kenderaan dan jentera. Bahan-bahan pencemar utama: pertama, bunyi; kedua, asap; dan gas beracun. Berikut adalah kesan bahan pencemar tersebut. Bunyi. Asap gas beracun.
This is an aerosol particle. In real life, you could barely see it. It's just a little speck suspended in the atmosphere anywhere from a few days to several years. It could be dust from a desert, or salt from ocean spray. It could have been blasted out of a volcano, or created during a forest fire. It might have flown out of a factory smokestack, or a truck's tailpipe. Depending on what it is and where it is, an aerosol particle can do some impressive things, like cool the planet by reflecting sunlight back into space, or by collecting water vapor to build a cloud. On the other hand, some aerosol particles trap sunlight and heat the air, thus preventing clouds from forming. Other aerosols can host chemical reactions that damage the ozone layer. And down on Earth, they can even cause health problems such as lung and heart disease. That layer of hazy air pollution above big cities? Yup, it contains aerosol particles. Aerosols, they're tiny, they're powerful. NASA studies them with satellites and instruments on the International Space Station, and with specialized aircraft and ground-based devices. Because when it comes to understanding our environment, our climate and how it's all changing, little particles make a big difference.
Mari kita semak data-data yang anda perolehi. Punca pencemaran ke-6, penggunaan CFC dalam aerosol, penyaman udara dan peti sejuk. Bahan pencemar utama ialah CFC. Berikut adalah kesan bahan pencemar tersebut. CFC, penilaian. Jelaskan kenapa proses eutrofifikasi berlaku. Sekian, terima kasih. Sampai jumpa lagi.